I got pretty lucky that the cyst popped.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
would have lost my penis, and then I would have offed myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I not only did I have a black widow bite on my body, I had it on the most sensitive part of my body and let it go for half a week.
You are.
There it is.
Hell yeah, boss.
Oh, hey.
Oh yeah. Good morning
And welcome to episode 891 of Hard Factor. It is Thursday, March 3rd, 2022. Thank you for cheating on the news with us. We got Mark, Pat, Wes, and I'm Will to talk to you today about what, Pat, and a cup of coffee in the big time.
Oh, well, we're going back to see what's going on with the little engine that could, Ukraine, and the big dictator asshole Russia, who's sticking his wick in ink where it shouldn't be, or whatever the saying is. We're going to be talking also about the State of the Union. Quick recap on that, but mostly the news of the day, which is the war in the East.
Mm-hmm. There we go. That's a cup of coffee, cream of the crop number 4. See how many,
in a row. Yeah, I know.
4 or
It's getting-
5? Five.
It's getting old, but it is a big.
Really? You're coming
story.
at? Why don't we have that? Before the show, earlier in the
No,
day.
no, Pat. I wasn't trying. That's not. I was just saying that's
Again,
Real original, Pat.
No, looking
My God.
forward.
No, I mean it's dominating the news.
But once we're done with that crap, what do we have after that?
It's fast moving, Ukraine. It's a lot of developments every day.
Right.
I'll go
Frog
next.
war.
TikTok
Frog war.
International Moment. We have my greatest fear, literally happening, and I'll explain what happened to some poor bastard in Ireland. And then we got one of those international domestic things with a politician.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. What do you got, Will?
I've got a story that was submitted by lots of listeners, so there'll be lots of discussion about it, I'm sure.
It's sickos, huh?
Yeah, it's a dark one.
Is
That's
it
the only clue I'll give.
Which one's worse type thing, yeah?
Yeah, except that I'm not even gonna give an alternative.
It wins.
It's bad. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
it's
bad
Bad
one.
girl.
Yeah.
And then we're going to close out with an interview that we already did it. Full disclosure with Texas Railroad Commissioner candidate Sarah Stogner, and you might know her from her hump jack video where she's pretty much naked on a oil jack, and also she's got some pretty interesting some theories about her opponent that we might touch on. You want to stay tuned.
Yeah, we're all getting sued. If you want to hear
We're
why
all
we're getting
getting
sued,
sued, yeah.
stick
Yeah,
around to
we're
the
getting
end. Why we're getting sued? Yeah,
If you're a conspiracy,
allegedly.
conspiracy dabbler, and maybe a true crime fan, you might want to stick to the end of the show.
yeah.
All right, let's jump right in.
Yeah. Cup of coffee in the big time.
Okay, boys, let's talk about a fun fact real quick. In 1888, when the Sultan of Malaysia visited London, this is on the Queen's request, his aide was asked for the tune of the Malaysian anthem, national anthem, so it could be played, obviously, in the Sultan's welcome ceremony. And feeling embarrassed of not having a national anthem and ashamed to admit it, he just decided to croon a popular melody, I guess, that's in the country, like no vocals, just kind of made it up on the fly.
Wow.
That went on to become the national anthem of Malaysia.
That's an awesome fun fact.
Yeah, hold on one second.
That's when you know you have a real bad national anthem.
I don't have
Feel
it.
our
He
strong.
didn't have anything.
I don't have it
sad.
written down in sheet music. Can you bring your piano guy over here and just I'll sing it for him and then he can,
Yeah, it's like a
It's
Joseph
hot in
Joseph Smith
Malaysia.
thing. We'll get back to you on it.
Not nearly as good as the Star Spangled Banner origin story, huh?
No, 1812. A lot of veiled. Well, whatever. We're not going to talk about that. Let's talk about the holidays, guys. It's National Anthem Day. Go figure. It's also a very special day for people who got broken up with, even though that's the opposite of what they want, and then they absolutely lose it and spend a couple weeks making threats of self-harm and manipulating their partner into feeling bad until they realize that they can't win, and then ultimately try and save face by appearing to be at peace with the then one-sided decision of the person that they thought that they were going to marry. It is I Want You to Be Happy Day. It's I Want You to Be Happy Day.
Oh, like the line from arguments that couples get in?
Yeah, it's
sounded
more
personal.
so like she broke up with you, and then at the I want you to be happy, but you don't want
Are you
that.
sure it's only for exes?
No, this is I don't know where. No,
Who the hell came up with that thing?
That's a horrible day. It's just like a day to encourage people to fight.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Never
Weird.
been there. Never
I think
been
it's
there.
for everyone, but definitely that's a classic line from breakups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fetal position.
Yeah,
I
that's
want you to be happy.
exactly.
gonna be my wife.
That's a major relationship argument line. What a weird day.
I want you to be happy.
Yeah. Translation, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you, die. You're dead
Yeah.
to me. Never talk to me again. Okay, history, guys. 1837, U.S. President Andrew Jackson and Congress, they recognized the Republic of Texas. Sup, Texas? Hey, you're in.
This is
19.
a huge Texas day.
It's huge.
We
Massive
have- the
Texas
whole
day.
show's chock full of Texas politician things. Yeah.
Too much Texas, baby. 1851, Congress
They
authorizes
say this show's a little bit bigger than the others.
You know what I mean?
Another fun fact about Texas, Alexis, Texas, she started her pornography career after going out in San Marcos, Texas.
Texas State, baby.
I think she might have been bartending, and
Yeah.
a pornographer was rolling through town and said, "Oh, wow.
Look at that ass."
That's quite a caboose.
Jesus.
Railroad commissioner, that caboose."
Yeah.
And then that launched a really fabulous and successfully lucrative career.
And the guy who found her is in jail for life for rape, right?
Oh, yeah, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, he went away a long time. 1851, Congress authorizes the smallest U.S. silver coin ever. Anyone want to guess? How big?
Size of a penny.
Oh,
Oh,
dime's
in
smallest.
value. In value.
Oh.
Half cent.
Small. Yeah.
Well, hey, man. We're,
2 cents.
we're not
2
Mexico,
cents.
bro.
2 cents.
It's the United States. 3 cents. 3 cents.
Oh.
3 cents.
Yeah.
Oh, the smile is silver. I got you now.
Yeah.
Okay.
1952, Puerto Rico approves its first self-written constitution, which was met by a resounding, "There you go, bud," from the rest of the world.
Yeah.
I'm
Got
kidding.
him.
You did it on your own. Okay, let's get into one.
Well, they
trending-
probably had to write several. I mean, a lot of these
Agreed.
places, you're writing a constitution every 5-6 years. You know, we're nice in America where we've had like some stability. We've gotten to keep ours for a really long time. A lot of places, look at Ukraine. I mean, theirs is from 94. Okay, so you got to put it in perspective. A lot of places are rewriting constitutions constantly.
Good point.
That's true.
That's
I
a
think
good
also
point.
these cats probably they were adhering to others' constitutions for a long period
Plus the rum, but very
Right.
good point.
Pirate
Yeah.
constitution,
Yeah.
and then there was the British constitution. There's a lot of constitutions they had to adhere to.
of time. Who are you? How long will you be ruling us? Okay.
Spanish constitution.
Resources that way, women this way.
It is beautiful here.
Okay. Just clean up after yourself.
Yeah.
One trending mention, guys. Sad story. Katie Meyer, who's the 22-year-old goalkeeper and captain for the Stanford women's soccer team, she died on the Stanford campus, according to a statement from the university on Wednesday. Cause of death not given. So bummer. Too young to die for sure. Don't know much else about it. What I do know is let's focus on the positive. There was a time when Katie was a lot like a no-kill shelter, and that's during the penalty shootout of the 2019 National Championship game, because she was saving everything. You guys remember this? Bam. Ooh, look at Katie. Yeah. Come
She won the natty. They won the
Oh,
natty.
she had 2 PK saves.
And they won. Wow.
Yep, they won. Look at her,
Damn.
man. Look at her.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bummer.
So it is a lot
You
sadder
ain't
now.
getting it past her. So non-related, but I wanted to do an update. Cain Velasquez shot someone that was accused of molesting his daughter, I believe, sexually. So
Totally
that's
changed
okay.
it, yeah.
Turns out it's okay that he
You're
shot the
right.
person.
He
Yeah.
snapped, but for a very legit reason. It sounds.
We'd like to say that's okay. It wasn't like it wasn't like a stranger that
Yeah.
was shot. Yeah.
You hope that, I totally agree with that, but you hope that Kane did his due diligence. I mean, that's why the
Right.
judicial system exists, innocent proven guilty. I understand why you'd want to take it
If
in your own hands.
it was someone that molested his daughter sexually I wish the bullet had killed that
100%. But you got to hire a PI and verify that.
I know.
That's just like the worst. I mean, obviously molesting anyone's bad, but why are you going to pick Cain Velasquez's daughter? That's crazy.
That seems silly. Yeah.
That's a little silly.
That's tempting fate. If I've ever heard it, it's tempting fate.
That's cocky. Is what it is.
That's insane.
Unbelievable that person survived.
It would be so bad if I got caught. All right. I'm sorry. It's fucking sick.
That was fucked up.
Sorry.
Scratch that.
I'm on one today, boys. Let's talk about the State of the Union. It happened. A lot of people tuned into it. A lot of people probably felt like I did, which was when you're watching Joe Biden speak for an extended period of time, you're not sure if like you're allowed to be mad or concerned that he's like too old or losing it, or if you're being shitty because he's got that speech impediment. It's like a constant constant back and forth between the speech impediment and like being concerned that he's too old.
I'm sitting
tense.
there wondering to myself, now, did I just forget how to hear people, or did he forget how to read?
Right.
And I'm just in that constant state of like,
which
one is it?
You guys are watching him?
Yeah.
I watched it. It was like
As soon as I hit the over, I was out.
Yeah. So let's talk about the first and foremost,
Wasn't watching
most
that
important thing. That was the first exciting electric market of this up and coming election season with our partner Predict It. So if you had listened to us and used our promo code, with our unique URL, which is predictit.org/promo/hardfactor40. If you go to that URL and you sign up, put $40 in, they'll match that 40. And I know you're like, well, what's the code? Because there's a coupon code sites that you feel like you're getting ripped off unless
That's
you have the code. Doesn't work that way. Just go to the unique URL. Bam.
Once you fill out your information, it'll give you the $40. And I know that's a mouthful, but for $40, it's just a few extra words. You know.
So how'd you
40
join
that
this?
you can turn into more, like Wes did right here.
Absolutely. And you could have gone in on there were two exciting markets last night. Like
Look at Wes.
how many times will Biden mention price during the State of the Union? What'd you take, Wes?
I took the over. It was like 8 or more, and he could say price, he could say prices, he could say price. There was 4 options, and he hit it within the first 5 minutes.
He also hit Russia and Putin within the first 5 minutes. He only had to say Russia and Putin, and so we gave that over pick a couple days before Wes's. So there you go. Follow Hard Factor, win money. We also all won money, regardless of what we thought the final outcome was going to be of the 2020 election, because we were all pretty close on the states. So. We're going to do it again this midterms. Ride with us.
And the Discord, which usually has some good gambling picks for sports, has a predicted thread. And so there's a lot of minds, a lot of wise minds in there, not just us.
These first 2 caches were the first of many this midterm year.
Get on in there. It's fun. It's
if you're saying
yourself 50 states.
Yeah, what is this? Google what a prediction market is. It's super cool. There's only 2 in the world like this one in particular, and that was just a taste, just a sample. All right, so what else happened during the State of the Union? Biden did a pretty good job. It was like a wartime speech. I agree. He will not commit to the teleprompter. You know, you got to be a Biden guy. Really needs to either commit to the teleprompter or freestyle it, which really isn't an option for him. So he'd be telepromptering and then he'd freestyle. We know what the guy does when he's talking.
When he freestyled, he called the Ukrainians Iranians, and then ended with "Go get them," which
he almost
nobody
said
understood.
Insanians. But look, overall,
Go get him.
It's like you know. That's what you say at a sporting event or something.
Right. It was exactly. It was like he was cheering for a team.
Yeah.
It was like, what?
We're the team. Americans are the team. Go get them, you.
It wasn't. It wasn't of all. You know, we haven't seen that many presidents, but you know, I've watched a lot of old speeches. It wasn't like the most impressive wartime speech, but it had a wartime vibe. For Biden, it was a 10 for Biden in terms of tone and support, which was cool. It was great to see our country come together a little bit and support the man during this time, which is what we're supposed to do.
Except for
2 people.
MTG.
Except for 2 people. So as we know, Joe Biden's oldest son.
There's lots of people criticizing this.
No, there's a particular incidents with
when they were booing inside the.
No, it's not that. There's a certain level of respect, right, that I feel like everyone offered, except for the 2 weird assholes who I can't believe are in our Congress. That's Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene. Joe Biden was talking about burn pits right? Which if you don't know about burn pits, please Google them. It's a serious thing, and I'm really glad he talked about it last night. Jon Stewart has been fighting his ass off, former Daily Show host Jon Stewart, fighting his ass off at Congress, trying to take care of the veterans who are getting sick from burn pits because it's happening like every day now. Essentially, if you were in Iraq or Afghanistan or some of the previous engagements, they would just burn the trash off. People would inhale it, and the cancers are starting to hit now, like when the cancer started hitting of people who were around the 9/11 site, and they haven't been getting taken care of in the way they need to. Anyway, Biden brought it up, and Boebert felt it appropriate to be like, there are 13, you killed the 13 at the gate that died in the Afghan bungle.
Well, it was worse than that. He mentioned his dead son, and he was talking about his dead son, literally while he was talking about his dead son, Boebert screams, "What about the 13 you killed?" While he was talking about his dead son.
Why did he bring up his son who died of cancer?
Because he said it might be from burn pits, Will.
He's trying to be relatable. Yeah. Honestly, him going out on the burn pit thing was a limb.
It was ridiculous for her to yell that during that time.
Well,
Nancy
we knew she didn't
freakishly rubbed her knuckles together during that.
Nancy looked real weird.
It was an odd exchange. Also, odd exchange how he did eschew the Kabul airport and pretend it never happened. I mean, I thought it was a weird State of the Union, personally.
Sure, but we all know that. Lauren Boebert is a real piece of work. That's all I got to say. Here's the best part about the State of the Union and the recap, and this is why Kurt Cobain was trending all day yesterday. Get ready, gentlemen, for a guy that I used to begrudgingly say, I think he's an asshole. I think he's ridiculous. I think he probably is not enjoying life, but I think he's obviously really smart. And I'm talking about one of the people I like the least on this planet, Ben Shapiro. And I'm taking all that back. The probably is really smart part, because this is by far potentially the worst take ever made by a human of all time. Here we go.
Talking about the pandemic. And this is where the lies begin. Because when you're the president of the United States and you've had the worst 14 months of any president of the United States ever. I mean, Abraham Lincoln had a full-scale insurrection on his hands in the beginning of his administration. That wasn't caused by Abraham Lincoln. Everything bad that has happened over the last 14 months is a completely self-inflicted wound. Joe Biden is the Kurt Cobain of politics. He put a shotgun in the mouth of the American body politic and then pulled the trigger. And the brains are on the wall.
Whoa.
He doesn't know who Kurt Cobain is. He's never listened to Nirvana. Ben Shapiro was sitting there saying, who do I know that killed himself? Kurt Cobain. Just adding to the list of sweet things about life that he's never experienced.
Looks like he's getting younger.
Yeah, he's got a good guy. But come on, that's a horrible take.
He feels that Joe Biden has shot the brains out of the United States presidency.
I don't even part of the take I'm talking about. Yeah, it's the
I don't
Kurt
understand.
Cobain. Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't understand his point. Like, he's saying, like,
everything is self-inflicted. Joe's having problems. Everything he's brought upon himself,
like shooting himself.
Like self-inflicted, I get, but why do you bring up a suicide?
Right, it's just a weird comparison.
That's a weird one.
No, yeah. I promise you, never heard a Nirvana song. Okay. Anyway, let's move on to the
Who's a famous person like who? Well, anyways, never mind.
There's a lot of self-inflicted. There's a lot of self-inflicted things. Well, there's a lot of self-inflicted things that aren't suicide. Like,
right?
Like,
you could have done Plaxico Burress. I think is a better.
There
he
you
should have
go.
done Plaxico.
Shot his own leg type
There
thing. Something
Plaxico
like that.
would have been a way more apt comparison.
He didn't have to go with the shotgun from a depressed guy. Yeah.
Right.
Whatever.
The cream of the crop.
Okay, boys. Russian forces. They got their first major city on Wednesday. They take, I guess the city is called Kherson. It's a strategic port city in the south of the country.
That's where my editor's from.
Right.
Really? Yeah. What's going on with that?
Well, she's gone. Luckily, she fled before all this happened. But yeah, it's right down there on the. It's west of Crimea, right down.
Close to it.
Yeah,
Southern,
on the water.
Border.
It's a nice looking city.
Yeah.
It's strategic.
Yeah. Fuck, man. Well, yeah, they continued to the Russians continued to shell Kharkiv, and that insanely long convoy is still just kind of, I don't know, creeping outside of Kiev, or I'm not exactly sure what's going on. I mean, it's like a 40-mile long convoy,
right?
But it's just, I don't know, it's still there. They haven't taken Kiev. But
did you see the reports of like some Russian troops like puncturing holes in their gas tanks to like not participate anymore because they don't want to fight.
Yeah, that's. I feel like that's a lot of frog of war stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Like,
hard to tell what's real and what's not with all that.
Right.
Like because I feel like there's so much misinformation being
Right.
produced by Ukraine and Russia, being like their troops have given up, they've given up, like they just like all.
That's why the body
other side
counts. One side says the other side's body counts higher. The other side says the other body counts higher.
Yeah, exactly. Ukraine has said that they have taken down 10 times the amount of Russian troops that Russia says they've lost.
Yes.
And so it's like it's very hard, very fog of war.
Yeah, numbers being thrown around are 2,000, 16,000, 15,000, and in what order and where, no one knows. But
you can look at the city centers, and they're
no doubt,
so,
and
it's
there's no doubt
terrible.
The places that Pat's talking about is where they are upping the intensity, and not only in Kherson, which is down there by Crimea, but also Mariupol, I think is the name of the city. But that's where the Azov battalion is from, and that also they intensified. The Russians did the attacks there too, so they're taking places outside of Kiev, and they're also setting up that perimeter around it. So it's look like, and China came out and was like, we're cool with it. So Vlad's
really
gonna be taking his time. So
he's just punishing these people at this point, right? I mean, it's like he's engaged in these fake peace talks, but he's slaughtering civilians. It's like I think he could take it over a lot quicker. I think he's just fucking enjoying it at this point.
Well, once you guys China's backing, what's the reason to stop? There's everybody's still buying his gas, everybody's still buying his oil, and now he's got China saying, hey, it's all good. And so he can sell gas to Europe and America, and China backs it. So who the fuck? Who's telling him no? Really?
I wouldn't put it past him, West, to just be being cruel out of spite and going for mass slow.
It's like a long genocide.
Yeah. Yep. I wouldn't put it past him.
Not good. Civilians, they built a large barricade on the road to a nuclear power plant in the southern Ukrainian town of Enerhodar, which I guess the front line of the Russians are advancing on. Just kind of cool. I guess it's a strategic point, but they're just standing there. I mean, what resolve the Ukrainian people have? It's absolutely insane to me.
It's very inspiring, but it's also very sad, to watch what Putin's been able to do and just sort of bully the world into letting him do this while nobody intervenes. Right. And the fact that none of the neighbors, I get the NATO neighbors not wanting to risk international catastrophe. But, none of the neighbors that aren't in NATO are willing to help really either, in terms of like actual military or like giving them air support or something. So it's sad. It's sad.
It's like literally the scene from Braveheart where they're just asking him to give in and he yells freedom and they torture him. Oh. And it's also everyone in Ukraine's like
please
William
help
Wallace.
Yeah.
Everyone in Ukraine they're just not, but they're also just not going to give up. Like they're going to fight to the death and all they want is freedom. It's like that scene and we're all the world in that crowd watching it and we're all like, please say freedom, please
what's
stop.
A rag?
Please give in, please give in. Yeah.
Elon gave us a front row seat too.
It's fucking wild. That's
the end of the
Hey, the Starlink, at least he's doing something.
Oh, I know.
It's buying all that fucking oil.
I agree.
Yeah. But we should stop buying the oil. Yeah.
Well, lots more going on. So let me get into it. So the United Nations guys are, I guess, doing their best, which is essentially saying that they don't like the war.
Condemnation.
Yeah.
Yes.
Strongest terms. Condemnation. They voted to condemn the war. The vote was 141 to condemn and to end the invasion. 5.
Hear that?
5 not to. And
Belarus and Russia were 2 of the 5, yeah.
Well, that's 2. You got Russia, Belarus.
North Korea.
Well, it didn't say which. One of the Koreas for sure.
It was
KJU's all about
Arabia.
Syria for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. And guys, 5th and not last.
Eritrea, right?
Because of Syria. Yeah. The Russian North African pocket boys of Eritrea. Eritrea.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how you say it. But...
You remember them, right? The sworn enemy of Djibouti.
Oh yeah, Djibouti.
Come on.
But I'd say more importantly, Pat, what was the number who abstained?
35,
including China and other big countries, India, other big economies.
35 said
those abstains, and including China, the second biggest economy in the world.
You can count those as no's. You can count those.
Yeah,
as
those are no's.
Yeah.
So it was 40 to 141, but those 40. Putin's like, I'm riding with these 40. I'm good.
These are my ride dogs. Yeah. Let's talk about Eritrea real quick. I was like, what? Right? What? But then I read about them. So they have two ports in their country, Masawa and Asab, which I guess are strategic points on the Red Sea. And Russia has been spending big bucks there since 2018. They were putting a logistics center, then a strategy center, investing in infrastructure, and they may or may not have completed a naval base, which would be their warm water naval base. Not good. We used to have a station there from 43 until 77 that we took over from the Italians. So it's just like this, I guess, super strategic place in North Africa that everyone's just kind of handing off.
You can't blame Eritrea, who gets all their money, imports and stuff from Russia. This is like if Bloomberg goes to war against someone, American Samoa is going to have his back.
Exactly. Or the 100 countries like them on our side. Like, I mean, everybody's got
I don't care about
these
Eritrea. It's more China and India. India, what the fuck are you doing?
India. Now that's one where a lot of those Trump people are going to come out and say that they would side with Trump if he was in office. India.
Oh man.
I mean, they probably have a point on that one because they did like Trump, but
that's a fucked country.
I don't know.
I mean, great
Dreamers,
people,
and a lot of Indian people are in those programs. So
great food, but real bad towards women
food.
Culturally. Anyway, guys, let's move on to I think the biggest part of this Ukraine-Russia update. There's some other stuff we'll get into it later, including, which is fun, is the task force klepto capture, which is taking down the oligarchs that the Justice Department announced after Biden's speech. But just when you thought Russia couldn't say fuck it any harder, reports emerged on Wednesday of about 5 children, ages 7 to 11, who got tossed right in the goulash after leaving signs that read "No to War" outside of the Ukrainian embassy in Russia.
gulag, right?
Yes, exactly.
I think goulash is a dish, isn't it?
It is a dish.
I'm making fun of Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah.
It's a gazpacho thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
She did. Yeah, the gazpacho police. Yep. Mm-hmm.
a bit inside, Pat.
Yeah. Sorry. Thank you. But no one would have gotten it. They would have thought I was an idiot. So thank you for bringing that up, Will. Anyway, the police officers who arrested the field trip yelled at the accompanying mothers, saying brave moms might lose their paternal rights. And guys, I'm going to play you a quick clip of an 8-year-old girl who's behind bars pleading with her mother, who seemed to not be behind bars. And the first time through, you're going to hear it in Russian, how it was. And then I had a friend who speaks Russian translate what she was saying. So you'll hear it in English the second time through. Here we go.
Почему ты там сидишь?
Все будет хорошо, ты мне веришь?
Хорошо, почему ты там сидишь?
Потому что задача, чтобы много людей не собиралось, и чтобы они не говорили, что они против войны, понимаешь?
Видишь?
Выйдем, конечно, не волнуйся, пожалуйста, сейчас ты рядом.
Dude, shame on them.
But it was your idea to write the sign.
I didn't force you to write the sign.
It was your idea. You told me what to write on it.
I can't fight all your battles for you. You're 8 years old now. You're gonna have to learn to take responsibility for your actions. Did I put a gun to your head and make you write the sign?
But the sign was your idea.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's tough.
Tough for Ukrainian
A little
protesters.
scared straight there.
So the Russians are locking up children.
Yeah. It obviously, these kids are not going away for life, but they are in fucking jail right now.
She's crying behind bars. Like, what is wrong with these people? She had a sign. What is wrong with Russia?
There was also I don't know if it's fog of war stuff, but they were saying that Russia was going to enact martial law on the 4th. On the 4th of March, basically, I guess, to crack down because they're having so many protesters.
Yeah.
Martial law just means arrest everyone in Russia.
Yeah.
Well, you can't protest the war. Yeah,
Right.
Correct. That's over. And once the martial law comes in,
It's also, if you're a guy named Marshall, when you get hammered, that's what you call it.
Yeah.
martial.
Well, if he wins 3 games in a row of asshole, he gets
I've
to make a
enacted
law.
martial law.
Martial law.
Yeah.
Sorry, president, 3 times in a row, bitches.
He cracks the 5th beer.
Yeah,
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Martial
Everyone-
law.
Thumb rule.
Anyway. Yeah, I tried to make it funny. I guess, they're kids in jail. Not
Fucking
good.
Russia, man.
There's apparently peace talks going to happen today.
Yeah,
At the
not gonna happen.
border of Belarus, whatever.
Not gonna
It's
amount.
No, they're
productive as
guys-
the last ones.
The guys, they're Sergey, the guy that the head of the whatever UN or whatever. He's talking about
Sergey
nuclear
Lavrov.
weapons.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's talking about fucking nukes. I mean,
Well, that's because he got embarrassed at his conference. Only one guy called him excellent twice, and everyone else walked out on him.
Yeah,
Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, the nuke stuff is very irresponsible. Why
It's
do they
crazy.
keep threatening the nukes? That's so weird. It's
Because
like
they're pieces of shit.
It's like
in
back
Russia.
to Cold War
Russia's
times,
like
you
the worst country in the world. That's why.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so strange that again, you'd think with this much pressure on Ukraine that people in the area would be having
agree.
a bigger response.
It's because they know how fucking crazy Putin is, and he will just nuke them if they all come in. Like, literally, everyone's scared of Putin because he's so fucking crazy and such a piece of shit.
Yeah, well, let's stop buying his gas. I think that's step
I agree.
one, right?
I don't think we should buy his gas either.
It's his number one import. You know, Russia's like 60 to like 80% of their economy is selling people gas and oil.
I think, unfortunately, the long play is crush Russia's economy while Putin's in charge, but it's not. That doesn't help Ukraine.
Doesn't help Russia either. All the innocent people there.
No, just defect, leave. Like it's unfortunately they need to rise up against him, or they're fucked.
Yeah. Well, blue and gold face paint ain't going to get it done. So I think the moves you can do is basically monetary because nobody's going to put boots on the ground or do air support. So
for now, until he does something really disgusting,
right.
That's what it's going to be for now. I mean, it's all really disgusting, but let's move on, right? We're done with this.
Enough of the fog of war. It's gonna be lingering for a while. Yeah. Let's move it on to such a lighter topic. What I'm describing is the Green Bay hacker.
Oh, we're doing this second,
and not second, Wes, and not the Bitcoin or crypto or computer kind of hacking. I'm talking about hacking up bodies. Just hacking them up, just chopping them up. Fellas, meet Taylor D. Shabusiness.
She means Shabusiness.
She does. That is Taylor D. Shabusiness, 24 years old. She was recently arrested in Green Bay. Here is another mugshot from 2020 when she was arrested in Green Bay. So
not as good.
Not as good. She's actually really stepped up the makeup and sort of covering her neck tat a little bit more, actually wearing the stud earrings. But
she looks more like the character like Black Widow. Like she's becoming more evil as she's becoming more attractive.
Like an assassin,
you can tell.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Mark, that fits in line with what happened because she's charged with first-degree intentional homicide, mutilating a corpse, and third-degree sexual assault, which she performed on said corpse. So,
wow,
a lot that she's been up to recently.
Seems like a pile-on.
No, Pat, let me explain to it's legit. A court commissioner.
She earned it.
She did.
She gave him the shabusiness.
She did. Shabusiness means business so much that a court commissioner set her bond at $2 million cash on Tuesday afternoon. And frankly, don't even think they should have offered that because everybody is scared shitless of her. Nobody wants her to be able to get out of jail, but I guess the state of Wisconsin will take the $2 million if she can spring it. So why is everybody so scared of Shabusiness? Not only was Shabusiness not wearing her court-ordered probation ankle monitor while she committed the intentional homicide, she also did a little dismembering, a little hacking, a little body hacking, like I was telling you. And by a little dismembering,
like keto?
No, Pat. What I mean is she left her boyfriend's head and penis inside a bucket at his mom's house, who discovered it at 3:25 a.m. on this last Wednesday morning.
Oh, that sucks.
That's not nice.
Not good. Along next to the bucket that contained the head and penis, there was his torso, knives, and quote-unquote body fluid in a nearby storage tote, sort of adjacent to the head penis bucket. And that was all found at the mom's home on Stony Brook Lane, again, 3:25 a.m. Wednesday. Police then, they were like, wow, that's a lot of body parts. Maybe we should look for Shabusiness, because she was over here with her boyfriend, who's now in a bucket and a storage tote. So
look for somebody,
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. Where is she?
Let's go over to Shabusiness's house. So they did. And then they found on their way to Shabusiness's house in her van, they found additional body parts, including a leg and foot, inside a crock pot box inside the back seat of her van. And then they found her inside the home on Eastman Avenue, covered in dried blood. Just sitting there.
Was she gonna slow cook his leg in the crock pot? Like, she a cannibal?
Maybe, Mark. But I'm gonna read you her explanation in a second. Okay. You see, Mrs. Shabusiness was smoking meth with her boyfriend in his mom's basement on the night of Tuesday, February 22nd, as they like to do. Okay, that's their thing from what I can gather. The mom kind of sounded like, you know, it was a normal thing for Shabusiness to smoke meth all night and then storm out of the house angrily, you know, at like 3 a.m.
The head penis bucket was new, but the weird hours was not.
That was new. Weird hours were regular.
Yeah.
So after they get all methed up in mom's basement, of course, they go to Pound Town. All right. That's just that's the routine. All right.
Yeah,
You get your
yeah,
meth, maybe a little Taco Bell. You go to the mom's basement.
So far, so good.
Bark it up. Pound Town. Okay. But how did he end up in the buckets? Well, the police asked her, you know, what happened? Why? What, you know, we found all this stuff.
We're all
Here
ears
comes
for
blood.
business. Like,
What happened? And
Tell us
this-
what you did.
yeah, why? What the hell happened?
This is so they didn't record her response. I couldn't find a recording, but they did describe it in so much detail that I did my best to recreate what I would imagine she said word for word. And here is her response. She said, "That's a good question. We had been smoking meth and having sex all day. And then we brought in some chains. And I blacked out for a bit and just went crazy and started choking him. He was spitting up blood and already purple when I came to. So I kept going. Yeah, I liked it. I didn't mean to kill him, but I enjoyed choking him and kept doing it anyways. It took about 3 to 5 minutes just watching his face, waiting for him to die. Do you know what it's like to love something so much you kill it? I had sex with his corpse for hours after I choked him to death. You're going to have fun, a fun time trying to find all the organs I ended up cutting off of him. The bread knife worked best because of the serrated blade. I was going to pack the chopped up pieces and bring them home with me, but I got lazy and forgot him in the mom's basement. They should all be in the basement or the van. I was a little paranoid earlier, but I think it's just the dope doing that."
Yeah.
Wow.
Bail, they give her bail?
He's $2 million. I don't think she can afford it.
No, but still. That's
Jeez.
that's a remand if I've ever heard it.
Yeah. So that's why she's locked inside the jail cell I just showed you. That's like maximum security. Green Bay's most secure cell. Everybody in the town scared shitless of her. No attorney has taken the case. And again, for some reason they're letting her walk out of jail if she can produce $2 million cash. Seems risky.
Well, she only needs 10%.
Right.
200,000 cash.
She makes Aaron Rodgers look sane.
Right. She makes, yeah, she's
Oh.
business.
What's going on in Green Bay?
Well,
It's cold
it's
up
also,
there.
it's also sad. So the victim's family, that he's unnamed, and the victims, they've just asked for privacy.
Yeah, I would too.
You know,
Yeah.
and so, what made me think of it is like, this is like, guys, I mean, it's a role reversal, right? You don't usually think of like a predatory woman like this, but a lot of guys could relate to a situation like this where they could probably imagine themselves getting killed by business.
Yeah, she's
Already have.
busty. She's busty and she's aggressive and likes to do meth with you and bang you in your mom's house. There's a lot in the basement. There's a lot of appealing things there.
Right.
She's like a
It's not
praying
what my
mantis,
mom's
really.
basement is for, okay?
Yeah. So,
Say
R.I.P.
Tuesday.
We could
Yeah,
do a lot in my
man.
mom's basement, but not what you're
Jesus.
thinking.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah, that was a dark one.
Yeah. All right. Mine are, well, actually, my first one's not great. Everyone get on the plane. All zones are now boarding.
It's time for the TikTok International Moment.
Okay. First up, we're heading to Ireland where a guy there experienced my worst nightmare. You all probably know it, so you just want to say it at the same time? 1, 2, 3. He got attacked by a spider that bit his penis and almost had his penis amputated.
Oh, Jesus.
That is bad. I knew it was going to involve a spider.
Yeah, you had it. You had it. And then additionally, the penis.
It really takes it to the next level.
Jeez Louise. Meet Fergus Farrelly. By the way, what a ridiculously Irish name. Fergus Farrelly. He's friends with Seamus O'Sullivan, right?
His only picture he has is that up chin shot
Yeah.
where he's just looking straight down at the front of his
He doesn't know
phone.
how to work a phone.
His
Fergus.
greasy.
There's always a cloud in front of Irish
phone.
dudes' phones for some reason.
Flip phone guy.
Like right there in front.
Yeah. Fergus got his Irish cock somewhere it shouldn't have been, which was too close to a black widow spider.
Wow.
Fairley, who is a construction worker, was temporarily staying with his mom when he woke up one morning with a marble-sized bump on the edge of his shaft, and he thought, oh dear, that Maggie May over at Flanagan's Pub was a dirty girl indeed, and chuckled as he went along with his morning routine of pouring Guinness on his toothbrush and gargling with his Bailey's mouthwash. The next day when he woke up to start drinking again immediately, he noticed the marble-sized bump was significantly larger now, and he thought, maybe I should warn my friends about Maggie, but he forgot about it as the day went on, as he tends to do. However, on the third day, when he woke up, he now had found a purple-colored golf ball-sized lump on his shaft.
Ooh.
And needed to go get some professional help.
Jesus. What
How are you going to wait till it gets that big?
I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
that's how shit on your dick goes, bro. Like you've clearly never had shit on your dick. You just wait and pray for it to not
You've had a
Kept getting
move
bigger.
forward.
golf ball size growth appear?
No, but it really snowballs. Sorry to use the term, but it snowballs out of control faster than you think. Like you're like, oh shit, I hope that goes away tomorrow.
Right.
And then you're trying to like not look at it. You're trying to touch your dick in a weird way, but like
Can't
you know,
walk.
yeah.
It's
All right.
going down.
Even
So
if I don't touch it there, next time I do touch it there, it won't be there.
So-
Going down.
purple yeah, it looks like it's going down. Purple's okay, right? Googling purple penis. He went
I mean,
to
if there's anything bigger than like the tip of a finger, I'm going
Yeah.
in. I'm gonna have
it
some
starts-
serious concerns.
if
Yeah,
it
bro.
starts at marble and gets bigger, day 2 probably was the day. Anyways, he went to Cavan General Hospital and he pulled his pants down, and after doctors stopped saying holy shit over and over again, had taken enough pictures on their phones, they told him they weren't equipped to handle this situation, so they shipped him off to the better doctors and specialists at Beaumont Hospital in Dublin. So he had to go like to the capital. He was like in some small city and they shipped him to Dublin. When he arrived,
City doctors for this
Yeah.
this injury.
I don't know if it's the capital, but it's one of the bigger cities, obviously. When he arrived at the hospital, the cyst happened to burst, leaving a giant hole in his penis. It's at this point Fairley thought, I'm definitely going to lose my penis, is what he said. Doctors rushed to dress the wound, and they gave him a series of IV drips and antibiotics. Fairley was down in a hospital bed in severe pain, unable to walk or move for 4 days, when finally he started to feel a little bit better, and test results came in on the 4th day on the penis pus that said, that's venom from a black widow spider we found in there. So a black widow bit this dude in the wang.
Well, I can't be sure. I can only be sure by tasting it.
Yeah. That was the test that got it. The taste tester.
Black Widow.
He says, quote, I got told I would probably have ended up dead if it hadn't burst in the hospital because it would likely have gotten infected. They also said the venom was about to spread and poison my blood system, so I got pretty lucky that the cyst popped.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Another
would have lost my
widow.
penis and then I would have offed myself.
Right.
Yeah.
I,
Unlucky.
not only did I have a black widow bite on my body, I had
let
it
it
on
go.
the most sensitive part of my body and let it go for half a week.
But I ignored it. After another week at home of not being able to walk, he has finally healed up, although he says he has a significant scar on his junk.
Yeah, no shit.
Permanent.
You ever seen a black widow like scar or brown recluse scar on someone? They are
it's like that.
enormous.
It's like someone took like a melon baller and
Yeah.
took out a part of their
Yeah.
flesh usually.
He's got the most disgusting penis in Ireland. I
Yep.
guarantee it.
Yep.
well,
but that still doesn't matter really in Ireland. I mean, it'll be fine.
I guess.
It'll be fine.
Maybe it gives it like an extra ridge. Maybe it feels good.
Ooh, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true.
You know?
That's true. He's
Ride
got
the
some
ridge.
tools there.
Ride the
Try a
widow.
yeah, exactly. A black
Oh yeah.
widow ridge.
A lot of girls are gonna be like, I want to
Whoa.
see his weird dick.
Yeah.
Could work out for him. All right, my second and last one here is an international domestic one. I think Will opened this genre earlier this week, and you'll see what I mean in a second. It's also a perfect segue to our interview coming up in a few minutes because it's about a Texas politician. And look, I know that might seem a little bit like home cooking with 2 guys from Texas and 2 prior Texans on the show, but Texas was one of the first states to have their primaries for midterms, and they have some interesting candidates, okay? Okay? Here's something that happened in the primaries in Texas. Beto O'Rourke won the Democratic primary for governor and will be taking on incumbent Greg Abbott in November. You guys know how I feel about Abbott, but I don't think Beto's going to be the guy to take him out in Texas, considering he's threatened to take away people's guns a few times on national TV in the past few years. That's like running for the governor of Wisconsin on the platform of abolishing cheese.
Right. Yeah. I've always wondered if Beto secretly works for the Republicans.
Me
because
too, I
every
was gonna
time
say.
he runs, he just guarantees they win.
That's actually
Right.
not. That's not the craziest thing I've.
It's not.
No, I'm serious.
He's charismatic enough to win the primary, but he's just gives himself no chance against like the big Republican guys in
Well,
Texas.
take away oil and guns. How about that?
I don't see a path to victory for him here.
I mean, yeah, fuck, dude.
Yeah,
That's crazy. Okay, yeah.
but I'm not here to talk about that.
When
We're not
Beto,
here to
the
talk
first
about
day
that.
he announced his candidacy, I was like, well, Abbott's won.
Man, I wish McConaughey ran. But look, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about Texas Republican Congressman and incumbent Van Taylor of the 3rd District of Texas, who was a representative. He just withdrew from the race yesterday that he was a heavy favorite in and the incumbent. In fact, he had just gotten 49% of the vote in a 5-person race, something very similar to what you'll hear in our next interview. So it was like a forced a runoff. Why did he immediately resign? He's still at 49%. He's probably going to win, right? Why did he immediately resign, you ask? Well, what if I told you that the husband and father of 3 got caught in admitted to an extramarital affair?
Ooh.
Believe
It's
you.
not that.
It's pretty bad, right? It's not,
I mean, it's believable for a
pretty bad.
politician, but I think it's going to get crazy because of the way you introduced the story.
would that cause you to drop out immediately, though?
Depends how Bible belty your base is, or how much of
Right.
like you being a Christian, depends on
Right.
you winning.
Also
Okay.
depends, like, as long as it's not, say, your dead brother's ex-wife.
Okay,
right?
okay. Yeah, I'll
There's-
go. Well, what if I
He
told
never
you?
ran for office. Will
Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah, that
on
would
a scale
be frowned upon. Yeah.
on a scale of 0 to Hunter style, you want to be more on the 0 side.
I don't know. If I'm my brother's keeper scenario, what if
If
I
you're going
told
to want
you?
to try to go through it for the campaign.
What if I told you that the affair was with an ISIS bride?
That's the worst. That's the worst possible.
Yeah, and if you want to know what an ISIS bride is, it's in the name. It's a woman that marries a member of ISIS.
So is he in ISIS?
No, but he was bagging a woman who used to be married to a commander of the Islamic State. Taylor had an affair with a Plano woman and former ISIS bride, Tanya Joy, and before getting caught, he allegedly paid her $5,000 to keep the affair quiet, which I'd say is a really small price to keep an affair with an ISIS bride quiet.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Should have upped that.
maybe as a down payment.
This guy doesn't get enough campaign contributions. You know what it is? He's just he's not a big time enough politician to cover up his scandals.
Guess not, but take out a fucking loan, $5,000 for an ISIS bride?
Pathetic.
That's not enough.
Sell your car for that one.
Yeah, you gotta do everything you possibly can. Second mortgage on the home,
All the
third
chips
mortgage,
get cashed in, bro.
reverse mortgage, whatever. Taylor went by the moniker of Mr. Bipartisan, and he really should have opened that up to more than just the two parties. Should have been like, I'll work for and with anyone, including ISIS. Because
Terrorists.
that doesn't sound as good.
I'll cross the aisle to them terrorists, no problem.
Yeah. So
Oh, fucking ISIS. Yeah.
that's it. He had to drop out, obviously.
What'd she look like though?
I don't know. I couldn't find a picture. We could Google her. Tanya Joy. And former county judge Keith Self, who only had like 20-something%, is now officially the nominee for the Republican Party.
He's like, I can't believe it myself.
yeah. So that's it. And
Well, hopefully that happens with our guest, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. We got an interview coming up. The candidate for the Texas Railroad Commissioner. She's making some waves from a little risque video, a little campaign video she did where she's pretty much naked on top of a oil jack. She's calling it the hump jack video. But there's a lot of juicy stuff in this interview. A lot of little theories we have going on about maybe her opponent, allegedly. You want to stay tuned, and let's get into it. Here's Sarah Stogner. Hope we don't get sued for that.
Why would we? That was all alleged.
Allegedly.
Okay,
Allegedly.
good.
Allegedly.
Right. But if you're in Texas, make sure you go vote for Sarah because she's awesome and she's not corrupt like Wayne fucking Christian. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Right.
Like
All right,
that
here we
alleged
go.
Sicko.
Wait, are we voting to who can cook the best steak? No, because that's Wayne Christian. We're talking about railroad commissioner who cannot be corrupt, and that's fair.
That's right.
And Mark, you're off tomorrow, right?
Probably. We'll have to talk about this after the show. But yes, probably. Go ahead and spin it.
Taking
without
you
me.
out of the run, the taking you out of the wheel.
Take me off the wheel. Yeah.
You're off the wheel. Mark is off the wheel. This is spinning for what Friday's lineup is going to be. Cup of coffee in the big time is going to be
Will.
That is like the third or fourth Friday cup of coffee I've gotten. Ever after I didn't get voicemails, it switched me to coffee.
Yeah,
crazy.
There you go. It's one of the two.
Yeah, that's all I get on Fridays. All right.
TikTok. is
It's,
Pat and Wes's VMs and reviews.
All right. Sweet. All right. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you very much for being here with us. We love you. Have a great fucking day.